Welcome to the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. This episode is brought to you by Authors Unite. Authors Unite provides you with all the resources you need to become a successful author. You can learn more about Authors Unite and join the free community at authorsunite.com. Now, let's jump into the episode. All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner, and today I have Dan Hill with us. He is the founder and CEO of Hill Impact. So welcome to the show, Dan.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, man. Thanks for joining us, and we'll dive in. The first question I have for you, Dan, is what is the best story from your life that has an underlying valuable message?
There's so many, Tyler. I guess the one that sticks out is that my parents were teenagers when they had me, and I came from humble beginnings, and I just learned at a very early age that hard work, perseverance, and the right attitude can get you anywhere you want to go in life.
And what is the most valuable piece of information we should know that's within your expertise or industry?
Well, most of my work's in high-profile reputation and brand, and I do a lot of work in crisis management. And I think one thing I would say is that there's a lot of unethical public relations and communications practices out there. And the biggest thing I'm working on is trying to bring more integrity, accountability, and ethics to the practice that I believe in.
And what is your best piece of overall business advice, so not necessarily industry specific?
Sure. I think the biggest piece of advice is to make sure that you stick to your mission and values always, and you don't chase just money or opportunity and get too far away from what your mission and purpose are.
And if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that be?
To learn more about myself, to be okay being alone, and develop self-awareness.
And in your opinion, what is the key to happiness?
I've struggled with that over the years. I am happy. I think the biggest thing for me is learning to accept that things are okay today and good today while still wanting to be better tomorrow.
Mm. And what is the best book that you've read, and what was the number one thing you learned from that?
Oh, God, there's so many. I mean, I love Undaunted Courage and Into Thin Air, but I would say The Art of War by Sun Tzu taught me a lot about strategy on the battlefield and tactics, and has really informed the way I work.
And what is your favorite quote and why?
Jim Carrey gave this amazing commencement address where he said, talking about his dad, that you can fail at what you don't love, so you might as well do what you do love. And I think about that a lot.
Yes, and I'm very familiar with that speech. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah. Thank you for coming on, man. The last question I have for you before we let you go is, where's the best place for people to find you online?
I'm on Twitter a lot at Hill Impact, and then online is hillimpact.com.
Perfect, man. Thanks again for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Howard. Have a good day.
The podcast you just heard was recorded with Anchor. If you want to make your own, download the Android or iOS app completely free from anchor.fm/podcast. That's anchor.fm/podcast.